every single prophet. He doesn't have
Well,
to
how do you know first Ezra and second Ezra is not a part of that?
Well, see, do you have confidence that God can preserve His word? I do. I believe that there's a God who can preserve His word.
Nothing, right?
This is lust in the concordance.
I don't care about your Bible. I care about like I said.
Online outline of biblical usage. Soul.
No. Find a verse. Don't find
this
what
is coming from
wrote.
This is coming from Exodus. All right, this is Exodus chapter 15, verse 9. The enemy said, "I will pursue, I will overtake, I will divide the spoil. My lust shall be satisfied."
The enemy lusted after somebody else.
Hold on, listen.
Exactly.
My lust.
Israel's enemies lusted after their possessions. Thank you.
My lust shall be satisfied upon them. I will draw my sword.
Yes.
My hand shall destroy them.
Thank you.
Now we're going to get the definition of lust in that scripture.
And reference the scripture, because I know in the law it talks about
Israel lusting after the possessions of the Israelites. Negative. Thank you.
Wait, we was getting the definition.
You just read the verse.
Just read it. Just keep reading.
The enemies of Israel lusted after their possessions.
But they
wanted to take it by the sword. Negative connotation. Thank you.
He's doing connotations. Let him do that. Just read.
Yes, it is.
Let him do that.
Keep reading.
He knows it's negative.
Read the definition.
All right, the definition of lust that we were going for.
Tell him it's just save his time. Tell him it's negative.
Soul. Self, life, creature, person, appetite, mind, living being, desire,
appetite,
emotion, passion.
Like I said,
to lust after something is not to desire.
No, I didn't.
No, let me ask you something.
No, I didn't say that.
Yes, you did.
No,
you said lust.
Don't
argue with him, man.
I said you can't.
It's all on camera, man.
It's an evil desire.
It's cutting in the middle right now.
Let me ask you something.
It's an evil desire.
Should you? Let me ask you something.
I said
hold on. Let me ask.
The Bible is never positive.
Let me ask you something.
Yes, it is.
Do you desire the kingdom of the Most High?
It's not simple.
Do you desire the kingdom of God? Do you desire the grace of God? Do you desire salvation?
The Bible doesn't call that lust.
That's what it means.
The Bible differentiates between desire and lust. You don't.
No, it doesn't. No, it doesn't. Go back to that. Go back to that. See if it goes into the law in Deuteronomy. All right, where it tells you if you see a woman that you desire.
I got it right here.
You got it? Go ahead, read it.
This is Deuteronomy chapter 21, verse 10. When thou goest forth to war against thy enemies, and the Lord thy
Get Luke 22 and 15.
and the Lord thy God hath delivered them into thy hands, and thou hast taken
Luke
them
22 and
captive,
15.
and seeth amongst the captives a beautiful woman, and has a desire unto her, that thou wouldest have her to thy wife.
Get the concordance for that right there. You got it? Go ahead and read it.
No, the New Testament, because that's really what they deal with. Luke 22:15. You got Luke 22:15?
Read that.
Now somebody get the what it says in the Greek.
Luke 22, verse 15.
What time is it?
And he said unto them, with desire,
we gotta go, guys.
I have desired to eat
know.
this Passover with you before I supper.
You should stay and hear this though.
Somebody get Mark 4:19 too.
And he said unto them, with desire, I have desired to eat this Passover with you before I supper.
That word in there is lust.
That's desire.
No, because check it out. If there was no English and it was straight Greek, which just came from, it would just say this word, which is what? What is the word? Epitania. Epitania means desire, craving, longing.
That's not in the Bible.
That's the word.
That word's not in there.
But where did it come from? Why is that word? Why?
You don't know enough Greek.
So basically, what you're saying.
Okay,
now check it out. What you're saying is anybody can write whatever.
But you don't know enough Greek to correct God. So I'm not interested.
So how you know that King James knew enough English? So why do you trust the English?
Because
you're making your contradicting yourself.
Well, who translated it so you can read it? Because you don't speak Greek, right?
Yeah, I don't speak
Who
Greek.
translated it for you?
God gave that to me in English.
God translated this.
God worked in it.
God translated this?
God preserved it, yeah.
Wait, you
So,
know
but
what?
then God,
He don't
so
wanna admit
if
it.
God
Wait,
translated it, then
wait.
God wrote it in the Greek and the
Wait a
original
second.
too, right?
Wait a second.
Yeah, but you don't
Okay,
have
yeah,
that.
but what?
You don't
Wait a
have an
second.
original.
You
Wait
have
a
the
second.
original
You
English?
don't speak Greek.
Hold on, are you speaking the original English right now? Are you speaking the original English right now?
So you guys don't have a
The
Bible you
original
believe.
English didn't have a J or V in it.
You guys,
Oh, yeah, it did.
so you guys don't have a Bible you believe.
About
No, I want the word behind that in
You
Hebrew.
have a Bible that you
Coming out of your mouth.
and you can take the word desire and change it into lust if you want to.
No, it's not the fact that it's changing. It's just the fact of the root meaning.
No, it's changing. It's changing.
But this is the thing. You're saying that desire and lust is totally different, right?
Yeah, they are.
Bro,
You can read
let him read.
desire
Let him
in
read his
one place
precept.
and lust in a different
Okay, can I desire to do evil?
You can.
Let him.
Is that lust?
Desire
See what
is
I'm-
not lust. I would say it's the same thing.
It's the same thing.
It can be similar.
Bro, read. Let him read that.
Deuteronomy
Let him read
chapter 14, verse
And you got to look
26.
at
I'm reasonable, man.
But
It doesn't
listen,
do any
And
good.
thou shalt
Why
bestow
was
that
trying to
money
we know
on
the- we know the
whatsoever
Bible
thy
says
soul
desire.
lusted
Listen,
after.
read all the verses with
Look,
we
the
gotta
desire.
go.
Look.
We gotta go. But
Deuteronomy
listen,
chapter
you
14,
can't
verse
correct
26.
what God put in English.
And thou
Okay.
shalt
Greek.
bestow
You don't know
that
Greek
money
Hold on.
well enough
for
to correct God.
Yeah, we
whatsoever.
do. We look it up.
Hold on. Let him read
Let
the
that
scripture.
come
Why don't we know it? though?
Deuteronomy chapter 14, verse
Nobody
26.
knows. Nobody
And thou shalt bestow that money for whatsoever thy soul
If we don't
lusted
believe what's in that
after,
Bible,
for oxen,
then we can all
or
make up
for
whatever we
sheep,
wanna
or
make
for wine, or
See,
for
that's why
strong
there's so many
drink,
Bibles
or
out
for
there. That's why
whatever thy
there's
soul
250 or more
desires.
versions. And that's why the Calvinists come up with their version. That's why the
a cut,
Catholics
but
come up
he's
with their
contradicting
version.
himself
That's why the
because
Armenians come up
how
with their
can you
version. And you
trust
know
the
what's consistent
translation?
about all of them? All of them say no
But
Bible.
you don't know English.
Pure and without error.
I asked you again,
That
are
way
you
they
speaking
get
the
to- they
original
get to
English?
determine that we can
read the
change
NIV.
this.
Are
word
you
to this.
speaking the
We'll
original?
change that word to
it
that
Hold on.
because
So you
that
said-
way
so
it
what you
means
said,
what
right?
we
You
want
said
it
the
to
word
mean.
lust
That's
does
why
not
you gotta
mean
read it in
desire.
context.
Is that what you said?
That's the
But
reason.
but if you don't believe the word on the page,
No, it's not that we don't believe. We confirm it.
or if you
there's a
if you
definition.
change the
Is
word,
it a
if
definition?
you change the word desire to
Each
lust,
word has a
Let me ask
definition,
you,
right?
then you're changing.
why is okay if that's the case? Then why does it say Easter in the Bible?
I'm sorry?
Why does it say Easter in the Bible?
Because the Romans celebrated Easter.
Okay, but is that the actual word that they were celebrating? Is that what
That
they
is
were
what
celebrating?
Ishtar.
Yeah, that's all else in there.
It's a pagan thing. Do you know the history of Easter?
This is lust
It is
in the
pagan.
regular
You know that,
dictionary.
right?
Lust,
That's what they
intense
celebrate.
sexual desire or appetite, uncontrolled or solicit, sexual desire.
Like Easter does.
take every
And it
reference
has
of
nothing
word.
to do with
This is the prologue to Sirach.
It's
It's for the same things uttered in Hebrew and translated into another tongue have not the same force in them. And not only these things, but the law itself and the prophets and the rest of the books have no small difference when they are spoken in their own language. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, this is
You know what the thing is? It's pride, man.
hold on real quick. Give me the get that Greek definition and get the English.
That Greek definition was a cut. That was a cut.
We're gonna read all three of them.
That's a cut.
Get that, and then somebody give me
Luke 22 and 15.
Deuteronomy. Look, bro, this shit about to cut. Give me Deuteronomy 7 and 7. Deuteronomy 7 and 7. Deuteronomy 21 and 11. Give me the scripture how Young requested in Luke. And give me the etymology.
Desired the Passover. They lusted after it.
This is Deuteronomy chapter 7, verse 7.
No, hold that.
Oh, come.
Hold that, 'cause we gotta get the negative connotation.
Right, you gotta get the negative.
So go ahead and give me that Deuteronomy chapter 21, verse 11.
I got it right here.
You got
This
it?
is Deuteronomy chapter 21, verse 11. And seest among the captives a beautiful woman and has a desire unto her.
Oh shit, brothers, y'all going off. If you look at a woman and you desire her, especially if she's beautiful. But the law tell you you can do that. Well, oh, but we can't keep the laws. Go ahead.
And she is among the captives a beautiful woman, and has a desire unto her, that thou wouldest have her to thy wife.
Now somebody else give me 1 Kings 9 and 19. Let's see if Solomon was fucking desiring shit. Now, behind the word desire is
They gonna just say he was going off and being
kashak.
wicked.
Kashak. Kashak.
Kashak.
It's a primitive root, all right? It's a verb, okay? It means to love, be attached to, long for, okay? All right? It's translated 3 times in the scriptures as desire, 2 times as set his love, 3 times as related, 1 time as love, 1 time as delight, 1 time as in love.
Lady?
The lady.
Okay.
I got
It says 1 time in love, like you in love with somebody. Who got that? Give me that.
First Kings.
This is the same word.
It's 1 Kings chapter 9 verse 19. And all the cities of store that King Solomon had, and cities for his chariots, and cities for his horsemen, and that which Solomon desired to build in Jerusalem and in Lebanon and in all the land of his dominion.
Word.
What word is that?
Deuteronomy 7 and 7. That's the same word. Kazak, desire. But we're going to tie it all together in a second. Deuteronomy 7 and 7. That shit, the Most High be out here sinning.
That's what you
Like
call
this man
rightfully
said.
dividing. How do you rightfully divide this word of truth if you don't even want to go to the source of where the scriptures came from?
Deuteronomy 7 and 7.
Put his trust in the English.
Right, that's where his faith
Like
is.
that's the only language that was ever
Deuteronomy 10 and 15.
That's what he's saying.
Deuteronomy 7 and 7 and Deuteronomy 10 and 15, and we'll move on.
Deuteronomy 7 verse 7. The Lord did not set his love upon you.
Right there behind the word love is this kazak, which is desire. Now, what is love? In the English, what does love mean? It's a strong emotion towards another person. It's a higher level of liking someone. It's a way to describe when you go beyond just liking someone. Go ahead. Deuteronomy 10 and 15.
Deuteronomy chapter 10 verse 15. Only the Lord.
They have forsaken them.
2nd Ezra 12.
Deuteronomy chapter 10 verse 15. Only the Lord had a delight in thy fathers to love them, and he chose their seed after them, even you above all people, as it is this day.
Guess what that word delight is behind it? It's desire. Kazak. All right? H2836. So I guess the Most High out here sinning there. But guess what? The Most High, like in the children of Israel, to his wife. So I guess when the Most High didn't know us, so to speak, I guess he had a strong desire towards us, and then he committed a goddamn sin. Who got the Greek? I mean, who got the Give me the definitions.
If that's the case too, if in their doctrine, the Most High adopted everybody, right? Wouldn't he be committing adultery towards Israel? Wouldn't he be committing a sin too? Wouldn't that be fornication?
Good,
You hear me out?
who had Luke? What you wanted in Luke?
Luke 22:15.
Go to read that.
The bathroom.
Got it out?
I did. I'm good. Luke 22 verse 15.
Somebody get John 8 and 44.
And he said unto them, with desire, I have desired to eat this Passover with you before I suffer.
Now he said, say that again.
And he said unto them, with desire, I have desired to eat this Passover with you before I suffer.
Now that verse, is that a wicked verse? Is that something wicked? Desire to eat the Passover? Passover is righteous, that's in the law, right? We're supposed to keep the Passover. Now somebody read John 8 and
It's John chapter 8 verse 44. Ye are of your father the devil, and the lust of your father ye will do.
that word when lust And this word right here, and somebody got it? And then in Luke in 22, that word desire, that's the same exact word. So he's talking about, oh, well, you don't know Greek. Well, guess what? If everybody was speaking Greek and we all knew Greek, there would be no confusion. Exactly. It would be no confusion about, oh, it doesn't say this. It would be the same exact word in John 8:44 and in Luke 22 and 15. But you wouldn't know that unless you go in it. You have to go in these scriptures, man. That's what separates the difference between straight up religion, that's what he's into, and then actually rightfully dividing the word of truth, man.
Yes, it's not for him. It's not for him.
Got that Greek?
He said
what scripture was that again?
John 8:44.
John 8:44.
He said he said it himself that the Bible only speaks when it talks about lust in a negative connotation. Only.
Lust, right?
Yeah.
Lust, desire.
Bring it to the camera. You gotta show these brothers this shit.
Yeah, you gotta show it to them. Bang. Yep.
Desire,
and
craving,
and this is why you gotta go
longing
deeper into it, because they'll try to go off in here. Yeah. Like saying desire, craving, longing, desire for what is forbidden, lust. But wait a minute, that same word was in talking about the Passover. What was so forbidden about desiring to eat the food on the Passover?
Let's go up a little bit. Let's see what scriptures it says.
Oh, bang.
It is, sorry.
Oh, shoot, I didn't see
Luke 22 and 15.
Right on.
And said unto them, which desire I have desired to eat this Passover with you.
Yep.
Now look
Same
right
word.
under lust. Desire, lust. Desire, lust.
Same
you
thing.
See that?
Same thing.
See that? Because, let me get this. Now, hey, somebody give me the book of Sirach. The Most High created everything double that one may establish the good of the other. Because the thing with them is, they're incomplete in their thoughts, man. The scriptures deal with duality. Everything having its equal opposite. They're not dealing with that. They think you're supposed to be righteous by keeping the laws. I'm sorry, by keeping the faith, but not keeping the laws. They tell you don't keep the laws. Then on the other hand, they tell you we're not telling you not to keep the laws.
Yeah.
It's straight confusion. And the scripture say the Most High is not the author of confusion. They don't deal with duality. They're very incomplete in their thoughts, man, and in their doctrines. Who got that in Sirach? Go ahead and read it.
This is Sirach, chapter 42, verse 24. All things are double, one against another, and he hath made nothing imperfect. One thing establisheth the good of another, and who shall be filled with beholding his glory.
Now with that being said, things can have two meanings. All right? The Bible can be used for wickedness or righteousness. They're using it for wickedness. We're using it for righteousness.
Another definition too. This is Sirach chapter 33, verse 14. Good is set against evil, and life against death. So is the godly against the sinner, and the sinner against the godly. So look upon all the works of the Most High, and there are two and two, one against another.
Exactly. So the world calls this right here, this concept, the world calls it duality. Now anything could be made to be wicked. This what you got on?
I got that.
This crown this brother got right here, that could represent Israel and our rulership, or it could represent the devil and his rulership. Anything could be good or bad. Even words. The word desire can be used in a negative connotation or in a righteous connotation as it's used in the scriptures. Go ahead.
This is Proverbs chapter 16, verse 11. A just weight and balance are the Lord's. All the weights of the bag are his work.
Exactly. And that's their problem, man. They're not balanced. They don't understand the basic concepts of the scriptures. That's why they're talking like that. They're not reading the Old Testament and linking with the New to get a better understanding of the New Testament. They can't even understand the whole fucking basis of why the Most High gave Israel the law and why Israel is important. This asshole said Israel was important so that Jesus can come through them and defeat the devil. That's not why. He said, he said the purpose of the law was to convict us that we're guilty. So the Most High could just say, look nigga, you're guilty. Not because he wants to set the earth up in righteousness, but because he wants to testify to us that we're guilty pieces of shit. That's not what the Most High is doing. It doesn't tell you that in the scriptures.
You're not an antagonist, man.
Lamentations chapter 3, verse 33. No, I started 31. For the Lord will not cast off forever, but though he cause grief, yet will he have compassion according to the multitude of his mercies. For he doth not afflict willingly, nor grieve the children of men.
Exactly.
To crush under his feet all the prisoners of the earth, to turn aside the right of a man.
Let's correct this before they get it fucked up. The prisoners goes back to what we was reading in Jeremiah, which I told them is Jeremiah, Isaiah, about the Most High releasing the captives and the prisoners. The good tidings. It's talking about Israel. But go ahead.
Lamentations chapter 3, verse 33. For he doth not afflict willingly, nor grieve the children of men, to crush under his feet all the prisoners of the earth, to turn aside the right of a man before the face of the Most High, to subvert a man in his cause, the Lord approveth not.
Go ahead and read, and then we're gonna get 2nd Ezra chapter 7.
This is Proverbs 11:1. A false balance is an abomination to the Lord, but a just weight is his delight.
Exactly. All right. The Most High is balanced, man. That balance is all throughout the earth. You gotta have balance. Without balance, nothing can stand. We're gonna read that, and then we're going to 2nd Ezra chapter 7, verse 5, 7 and 5.
Lamentations chapter 3, verse 33. For he doth not afflict willingly, nor grieve the children of men.
Why does the Most High want to afflict Israel? Does he want to do that? Is this some shit he just up in heaven like,
he just be having fun, yeah.
Hey, I can't wait. I'm about to tell Israel that. No. He don't want to. Hold on. He deals with us as sons. You don't want to whoop your son ass. You got to whip him to teach him a lesson. Go ahead.
Verse 34. To crush under his feet all the prisoners of the earth.
Going into Israel.
To turn aside the right of a man before the face of the Most High.
That's it. Go ahead. 2nd Ezra 7. What is it about?
Punishment.
Nah. 2nd Ezra 7.
What is about what you're talking about?
No, 2nd Ezra 7.
7 verse 5. 2nd Ezra 7 verse 5. Who then could go into the sea to look upon it and to rule it?
Start at verse 4. No, start at verse 2. Fuck it.
Verse 2. And he said unto me, Up, Ezra, and hear the words that I am coming to tell thee. And I said, Speak on it, my God. Then said he unto me, The sea is set in a wide place, that it might be deep and great. But put the case, the entrance or narrow and like a river. Who then could go into the sea to look upon it and to rule it? If he went not through the narrow, how could he come into the broad?
All right.
There's also another thing, a city is builded and set upon a broad field and is full of all good things.
This is the first case. The ocean is big and wide. You know how big the ocean is? The rivers are narrow and they windy, right? You gotta go through the narrow, windy to get to the big, vast ocean. This is the case of Israel. You gotta go through the straits, through the hard shit, to get to the wide. Hold on, there's one more. Go ahead. That's why it says the Most High does not willingly afflict.
Jesus is not not going to make the money.
The entrance thereof is narrow and is set in a dangerous place to fall, like as if there were a fire on the right hand and on the left a deep water. And one only path between them both, even between the fire and the water, so small that there could but one man go there at once. But this city now were given unto a man for inheritance. If he never shall pass the danger set before it, how shall you receive this inheritance?
What is the inheritance? It's the kingdom. He promised our forefathers that we will rule the earth, that our brothers, the other nations, will be our servants, that we will be his servants, and that we would do his services as we keep reading in Luke chapter 1:68. So this is the case. Israel has to go through all of this hell. Israel has to be afflicted. Jeremiah asks, either Jeremiah or Isaiah asks, why have you made us to not keep the laws? If one of y'all know what that is, go ahead and get it. Jeremiah or Isaiah said, why has that made us to not keep the laws? Read it.
Isaiah chapter 63, verse 17. O Yahawah, why hast thou made us to err from thy ways and harden our heart from thy fear? Return for thy servant's sake the tribes of thine inheritance.
Right. Give me 2nd Ezra chapter 2nd Ezra chapter 9 verse 18. Right. The reason that the Most High made us to go off from the laws. We always keep going into the 2nd Ezra chapter 3. Give me 2nd Ezra chapter 3. 2nd Ezra chapter 3. You know what I want. The infirmity that was made wicked, all of that stuff like that. The Most High made us not be able to keep the law. He made the laws, he made us, it was placed for a new covenant, like you read in Hebrews 8 and 10. Because Israel could not keep the laws, because we had to go through all of this to inherit the kingdom. He left the wicked heart in us, so that we can try to overcome it. And the way we will overcome it will be by Yahawashi. That's why we're to be praised and be over the angels in the kingdom. Go ahead, read.
Now this is Romans chapter 8, verse 20. For the creature was made subject to vanity, not willingly, but by reason of him who have subjected the same in hope.
He got 2nd Ezra chapter 3.
2nd Ezra chapter 3, verse 19. And thy glory went through 4 gates of fire, and of earthquake, and of wind, and of cold, that thou mightest give the law unto the seed of Jacob, and diligence unto the generation of Israel. Verse 20. And yet tookest thou not away from them a wicked heart, that thy law might bring forth fruit in them.
Exactly. That's why we can't keep the law perfect. That's what the law was created for. Okay? Yeah, more on that?
Now I got Zechariah 13.
Go read that real quick.
Zechariah chapter 13, verse 9. And I will bring... Zechariah chapter 13, verse 9. And I will bring the third part through the fire, and will refine them as silver is refined, and I will try them as gold is tried. They shall call on my name, and I will hear them. I will say, it is my people, and they shall say, the Lord is my power.
Exactly. 9 and 13, yeah, 9 and 18 to 22. And then we're going to go back to this.
This is 2nd Ezra chapter 9, verse 18. And now when I prepared the world, which was not yet made, even from then to dwell in that now live, no man spake against me. For then everyone obeyed, but not the manners of them which are created in this world that is made, are corrupted by a perpetual seed, by a law which is unsearchable, rid themselves. So I considered the world, and behold, there was a peril because of the devices that were come into it.
Keep going.
Verse 21. And I saw and spared it greatly, and have kept me a grape of the cluster, and a plant of a great people.
Israel, go ahead.
Let the multitudes perish then, which was born in vain, and let my grape be kept, and my plan. For with great labor have I made it perfect.
Read that again.
Verse 22. Let the multitude perish.
For with great labor. Read that again. For with great labor, I made it perfect.
Oh, okay. Verse 21. Okay, well, it says, for with great labor have I made it perfect.
Exactly. So that's why when you read in Galatians, as they keep on mentioning it, where it said Yahawashi, I'm sorry, where it said the law was to bring you to Yahawashi. That's why it speaks of that, man. Because the Most High is making us perfect, man. All right. He went through all of this labor to make us perfect. You got to understand the whole thing. You can't understand parts of it and try to speak on it. They have not, the Most High not giving them the word. That's why we can jump in Galatians. We can explain Galatians. We can jump all around because we're linking these things together and we can explain the whole story. Go back to where you was at. 7. Second Ezra 7.
Second Ezra 7, verse 10. And I said, it is so, Lord. Then said he unto me, even so also is Israel's portion.
What? Read that again.
And I said, it is so, Lord. Then said he unto me, even so also is Israel's portion.
Right. This is Israel's lot. Now this is the whole thing we was explaining to this ass. One second, go ahead. Even for the Israel's portion, keep reading it.
Because for their sakes I made the world, and when Adam transgressed by my statutes, then was decreed that now is done. Then were the entrances of this world made narrow. 11. Verse 11. Because of their sakes I made the world, and when Adam transgressed my statutes, then was decreed that now is done.
Right, because the Most High made this world for Israel. So everything from the beginning, going back to Adam, right? That whole story and that whole line, going from Adam to David to Yahawashi, all the way to us. All these things were written out and are perpetuated through by the Most High to get to the end point of making the earth righteous and having Israel rule over the earth. And righteousness. That's why we started with the law. We couldn't keep the law. The Most High had to perfect us, so he sent Yahawashi, who was the model. You can get that in, what is that? Is that Colossians? The prototype? Second Adam, exactly. That's why he came, he sent Yahawashi down in the flesh, who is the prototype of what we are to be, the perfect man, keeping the laws perfectly. Yahawashi came as an example of Hebrews 8 and 10. Showing you the perfection that the Most High is doing within Israel. What about Torah? Go ahead, read it.
I got 1 Corinthians chapter 15, verse 44. It is sown a natural body, it is raised a spiritual body. There is a natural body and there is a spiritual body. Verse 45, and so it is written, the first Adam was made a living soul, the last Adam was made a quickening spirit. Howbeit that was not first which is spiritual, but that which is natural, and afterward that which is spiritual.
Right, because we got the laws how? Give me Hebrews 8 and 10 real quick. And we're going to go back to that. We started verse like 9 to 8 or something like that.
It's Hebrews chapter 8, verse 10. For this is the covenant that I will make with the house of Yashar'Allah after those days, saith the Lord. I will put my laws into their mind and write them.
No, go up 2 verses. Let's just say for finding fault with the first covenant. Start with it goes up to Yahawashi. Yeah.
For this is Hebrews chapter 8, verse 7. For if that first covenant had been faultless, then should no place have been sought.
Start up one more. 6.
I'm sorry, 6. Hebrews chapter 8, verse 6 reads, but now hath he obtained a more excellent ministry? By how much? Also, he is the mediator of a better covenant.
Don't that sound like working to perfection? Perfecting Israel in labor? Like when you make a game, it'll be like Israel, it'll be Israel 1.1. Then it'll jump to Israel 2.0. Then you're perfecting it, you're bettering it. It's the same thing with these covenants. Go ahead.
Which was established upon better promises. For if that first covenant had been faultless, then should no place have been sought for the second.
What was faultless about the first covenant? Well, that's what we read in 2 Ezra chapter 3. That's what we read with was it Jeremiah or Isaiah?
Isaiah.
That's what we read. It was Jeremiah? No, Isaiah. We read what Isaiah said, why hast thou made us to go off from that law? That's what Isaiah said that. Go ahead. Go ahead.
This is verse 8. For finding fault with them, he said, behold, the days come, saith the Lord, when I will make a new covenant with the house of Yasha'Allah and the house of Yahawah, not according to the covenant that I made with their fathers in the day when I took them by hand to lead them out of the land of Egypt, because they continued not in my covenant, and I regarded them not, saith the Lord.
Exactly.
Verse 10. For this is the covenant that I will make with the house of Yasha'Allah after those days, saith the Lord. I will put my laws into their minds.
He's going to reprogram us.
And write them in their hearts. And I will be to them a God, and they shall be to me a people. And they shall not teach every man his neighbor, and every man his brother, saying, know the Lord. For all shall know me, from the least to the greatest. For I will be merciful to their unrighteousness, and their sins and their iniquities I will remember no more.
Exactly. That's the point. All right.
1 John chapter 3.
Yeah, more on that. But that was it.
I'll read verse 13. It says, in that he saith, a new covenant he hath made the first old. Now that which decayeth and waxeth old is ready to vanish away.
Go ahead, bro.
1 John chapter 3 verse 1. Behold, what manner of love the Father hath bestowed upon us, that we should be called the sons of God. Therefore the world knoweth us not, because it knew him not. Verse 2. Beloved, now are we the sons of the Most High, and it doth not yet appear what we shall be. But we know that when he shall appear, we shall be like him, for we shall see him as he is.
Exactly. Meaning what? Like the Most High said, he had greatly labored to perfect his people. That perfection came in Yahawashah. Now, Yahawashah came in perfectness as far as the laws go, so that we could get a better covenant. What's the better covenant? That we would be the Most High will put the laws in us and write it on our heart instead of the stone. So we wouldn't have to read it, it'll just be in us to do it. Now why would he go through all of that trouble? Why would he do this only to the children of Israel? Why would he make this covenant with the children of Israel? It's simple. It goes back to what we was reading in 2 Ezra. It goes back to Luke chapter 1 verse 68 going on down. It goes back to when they was asking Yahushua, will God now restore the kingdom of heaven to the children of Israel? Sorry, will God now restore the kingdom of Israel to the children of Israel? It goes back to Daniel chapter 2, where the Most High is going to set up a kingdom, and Israel shall take it and rule it forever. Daniel chapter 7. It goes back to all of these prophecies, man. All of them. That's the only reason that the Most High set up the nation of Israel. He set up the laws while we couldn't keep it. He brought Yahushua down to save us and set up a better covenant. Right.
This is Ezekiel chapter 36, starting at verse 24. For I will take you from among the heathen, and gather you out of all the countries, and I will bring you into your own land. Then I will sprinkle clean water upon you, and ye shall be clean. From all your filthiness and from all your idols I will cleanse you. Verse 26, a new heart also will I give you.
Now guess what? This is baptism. He was talking about, I know you asked him baptism by water, right? They don't know that baptism, as it says in the scriptures, is a new conscience towards the Most High. That's baptism. So when you say he's gonna give you a new heart, that's baptism, man. Go ahead.
All right, Ezekiel 36 and 26. A new heart also will I give you, and a new spirit will I put within you. And I will take away the stony heart out of your flesh, and I will give you a heart of flesh.
Right. And the thing that they don't get is that when you read the New Testament and it goes into the circumcision, it goes into, you got more? I'm gonna get to you in a second. When it goes into the circumcision, all right, it goes into the covenants, it goes into the Gentiles and the Greeks. All of this goes back to the Old Testament. It all goes back to the prophecies of the Old Testament. The Most High been telling us to circumcise ourselves, our hearts. That's not something that's new in the New Testament. He been saying for Israel to break up the fallow ground and circumcise your hearts, man. Go ahead, bro.
It's verse 27. And I will put my spirit within you and cause you to walk in my statutes, and ye shall keep my judgments and do them. And ye shall dwell in the land that I gave your fathers, and ye shall be my people, and I will be your power.
That's it. Isaiah 2 and 2. Isaiah 2 and 2 again. Hold that. Isaiah 2 and 2 again. You got a precept? Everybody have a precept they want to bring up?
Ezekiel chapter 20.
Let him read Isaiah 2 and 2 again.
This is Isaiah chapter 2, verse 2.
Why is the Most High going through all of this, perfecting his people? When I asked him that, he couldn't give me a fucking answer. Did he give me an answer? He couldn't give me an answer. What's the point of the Most High? What's the point of him giving us the law just for the law to point us to be guilty? He didn't have an answer.
He didn't have an answer to any question we asked him at all.
Save us from
I got myself from earlier too. What's the point of saving us from sins?
That's what I was trying to figure out. Like, why? I could do whatever.
So we can be close to God? For what?
What's the point? I shouldn't molest.
I asked somebody that, and they couldn't answer it.
Can you answer?
I can answer. The point that the Most High, the point of saving the children of Israel from sin is so that the children of Israel can set up, so the Most High can set up his kingdom on earth. But the children of Israel, the priests of the world, will rule and teach the people how to keep the laws, statutes, and commandments, and how to worship the Most High.
What you're saying is, Jesus came and died only for the children of Israel.
Exactly.
That's wrong.
Luke chapter 1, verse 68.
Wait.
Oh, you don't want to hear the Bible?
Wait. God so loved the world
let's get that
he gave his
only begotten Son.
That's right.
That whosoever
should believe on him should not perish but have
everlasting life.
Woo! That's cut, right?
He killed you out on that one, bro.
Where in that does it says God so loved the world that God so loved only the children of Israel?
Yeah, where say that?
Well,
God
let me ask you
sent his
something.
Son for everyone.
Right.
Everyone.
The world.
Not just the children of Israel.
Not just the children of Israel.
Jewish people.
The world.
He sent his Son to save the world.
Right?
That's everyone.
Two
That's
questions.
You, me, that guy behind you, that guy right there, that guy over there.
It's the whole
Jeffrey
earth.
Dahmer.
Jeffrey
Dahmer.
Exactly.
The Taliban over there.
He
right?
sent his Son to die for everyone.
Everyone.
Now,
even the devil.
God said this: I lay before you life and death.
Who did he say that to?
Now choose.
Who did he say that to?
He said it to Moses.
He said it to Moses to say to who? No, he didn't say it to Moses. Moses said it to somebody. Who did Moses say? No. Who did Moses say it
He
to?
said, choose life or death.
Who did Moses say it to? And in what context? He said it to the children of Israel in the context of the laws. You keep the laws, you choose life. You break the laws, you choose death. We can get that if you want us to.
But that choice is for everyone.
It's not, because that what you just spoke was to the children of Israel. We could get it.
Okay.
All right, so in Deuteronomy in the latter chapter.
God only came to save the children of Israel.
We saying that Jesus
is wrong.
How you gonna tell us? How you gonna tell us?
God gave his words to everyone.
Read John 3:16.
That this book, the Bible, what we call
John
the Bible,
3:16.
is being translated into every single language on this planet.
I understand that.
Of green, blue, and brown spots.
Now can we read that for
It's
you?
being translated to everyone, every language.
Now can we read this for you?
Go ahead and read.
Hold on. Read John 3:16.
For God so loved the world.
Stop. Somebody give me Luke chapter 1 verse 68. Somebody else give me Matthew 15 and 31. We got to figure out what God this is talking about. What God is it? We got to
about the God that created
No, we talking about the scripture right here. We got to break this scripture down so we know what it means.
Breaking the scripture down.
Because you got to understand. No, it's not. No, it's
Why
not.
do you got to break it down?
You got to break it
You got to
down.
add to or take away.
We're not adding.
Add to.
We about to read the scripture.
You don't have to add to God.
We about to read the scripture.
God's word speaks
Who
for
got it?
us.
Hold on. He's saying why you gotta add to it because
Luke
it says for
1:68.
God. So it's saying God.
That could be any God.
That's what I'm saying.
That could be any God.
This is Luke chapter 1 verse 68. Blessed be the Lord God of Israel.
Stop. That's it. That's all we need. Matthew 15 and 31. That's the New Testament.
Matthew,
Go ahead.
chapter 15, verse 31. And so much that the multitude wondered when they saw the dumb to speak, they maimed to be whole, the lame to walk, and the blind to see, and they glorified God of Israel.
Okay, so we know that's the God of Israel. We know what God is talking about now. Keep reading John 3:16.
God of Israel.
John 3:16. Somebody give me Psalms 42 and 47 and 4. Somebody give me Romans 9 and 13.
For God so loved the world.
Stop, slow down. For God so what?
So loved the world.
For God so loved. Let's find out who God loves. Go ahead. Go ahead.
The world.
He loved the world.
Okay. Let's find out who in this world he loves. Let's you know what?
So you're saying God is a selective God? That's
Oh
what you're
yes.
telling me?
Oh
You're
yes.
saying God only selected one?
Oh yes. Let's go to Deuteronomy.
Wait, hold on. If there were two people on the earth, if it was you and me on the earth,
This is Deuteronomy.
God is going to choose me, or he going to choose you?
Let's read it.
You saying he going to choose one over the other?
Well, it don't matter what I say. Let's read what the scripture says.
This is Deuteronomy chapter 7 verse 6.
Somebody get second.
But thou art a holy
Correct.
people unto the Lord thy God. The Lord thy God has chosen thee to be a special people unto himself.
God did what?
All, to be a special people unto himself.
Wait, it said God did what?
He chosen thee to be a special people unto himself above all people that are on the face of the earth.
He chose Israel.
That sounds very. Oh man.
He selected Israel. Is select and chosen, are they not synonyms?
I don't know. Are they?
Okay.
Can I read a scripture just to kind of
Go ahead.
bring some clarity to it? It says Amos 3:1. Hear this word that the Lord has spoken against you, O children of Israel, against the whole family which I brought up from the land of Egypt, saying, you only have I known of all the families of the earth. Therefore I will punish you for all your iniquity. He says that's the only family that he knows.
Sirach 17:17, real quick. We got to deal with the selection. Yes, God selects nations.
He selects one group over another.
Yeah.
He does. That's what the Bible says. Go read Sirach 17:17.
Sirach
Why do I
17
have
verse
to surrender?
17.
God's only going to
For in
select
the
a certain
division of the
people. Why do
nation.
I have to
Hold on.
surrender?
Okay, we'll answer that. Hold on. Go
Why do I
ahead.
have to surrender myself?
For in the division of the nations of the whole earth.
Start again. Hold on. Start again.
Sirach 17 verse 17.
Now, division means to divide. Go ahead.
For in the division of the nations of the whole earth,
So he divided. Go ahead.
You say God
he
divided.
said,
The Bible is saying that, not
Go
us.
ahead.
he said, a ruler over every people, but Israel is the Lord's portion, whom being his firstborn, he nourisheth with discipline, and giving him the light of his love, doth not forsake him.
Israel is the Lord's portion. He divided the nations. Go ahead.
This is Deuteronomy. This is Deuteronomy chapter 32, verse 8.
That's what I wanted.
When the Most High divided the nations their inheritance, which means land, when he separated the sons of Adam, he set the bounds of the people according to the number of the children of Israel. For the Lord's portion is his people. Jacob is the lot of the inheritance.
So the Most High separates nations. Yes, he
God
does.
separated us all.
He separated nations for a
Without a
reason.
way for us all to come back together.
Once again, you're not understanding why he said you.
Why
you
did God separate?
Because this nation is a nation of priests. It's the same reason why you separate your oranges. It's the same reason. This nation. This is the same reason why you separate your oranges from your onions. If you put the oranges and the onions together, listen, man, listen. I'm trying to answer your question. If you do not separate your oranges from your onions, the onions will spoil the oranges. They're gonna taste the orange is gonna taste like onions. The Most High made this a nation of priesthood. He did not want them to mingle with the other nations. He wanted them to keep his laws so that eventually they can rule this earth, be priests, and teach the other nations how to worship the Most High. In Christianity, I'm taking it, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm taking it that you're a Christian.
Yes, I am.
In Christianity, okay, that's good.
All my heart, and I will give him my life.
But you just do not understand the program of the scriptures.
We don't?
So, no, you don't. Because you would have no problem with the separation. Should the onion and the should the onion,
do you know what
that's not in the
separated us
scriptures.
from God?
That's not in the scriptures.
I'm going to tell you what
That's
separated us from
not
God.
in the scriptures.
I'll tell you what separated us.
It's not in the scriptures
It
though.
is in the scriptures, and you can look it up.
Where it's at? Where it's at?
No,
I'm ready.
You got to find it for yourself.
Well, you ain't speaking of the oracles of the Most High, man.
Separated us from God.
He doesn't know what he's talking about.
Do you know what separated us from God? It's
Go ahead, and then we're going to get back to Genesis
It's so
3:16.
simple.
What you gonna say, sin?
Sin. That's what separated us from God. And sin is what? Sin is what?
The transgression of the law.
Going against anything that is not of God.
So
No, it's not.
No, that's good. That's good. So do you keep the laws?
Yes, I do.
Keep all the laws?
Yes, I do.
Good. That's the first Christian I heard say that. You eat pork?
Hold on. No, don't let him off the hook.
Keeping
You
the
eat
laws,
pork?
man.
Don't let him off the hook.
Do you eat pork?
Do I eat pork?
Yeah.
Yes, I do.
That's all I was saying. Don't let him. You can't let him off the hook. You gotta go into it.
God, listen here.
You gotta examine. You gotta write. You gotta study,
Let
man.
no man discourage you
The meat.
from doing whatever you want to do.
Let every man be
man.
persuaded
Don't
in
let
his
nobody
own.
talk you again. Talk you
Hey, I
out of
might as
it.
well
If
just
you
go
wanna
get
eat
a
that
married
pork,
woman and
don't
have
nobody
sex
talk
with
you
her.
out of
Hey,
doing
listen.
that. But he said,
Hey, brother.
if eating pork
right,
offends your brother,
You can
don't
read
eat
it.
that pork in front of your brother.
Hey, is it eating pork against the scriptures? Listen,
You know what I'm
check this out. Is it against the scriptures?
I don't know what you're saying.
But now remember, Jesus came to fulfill the law.
Hey,
right?
first of all,
man.
He said, Jesus made everything clean.
What did he
where's
put?
your
So why is it that I'm breaking the law if I choose
Hold
to
on.
eat pork?
Can I answer that?
Revelation 14 and
Hold
13.
on,
Go ahead.
listen to this.
14,
We
12.
not gonna stop you from eating pork.
There
We
you go, and you
here-
not.
All right, we not, right? But I know who's gonna stop you.
How
you gonna stop your heart?
This is Isaiah chapter 66, verse
Your heart gonna stop you.
15.
That'll stop you.
This is the return of the one you call Jesus Christ. For behold, the Lord will come with fire and with chariots like a whirlwind to render his anger and fury and rebuke his flames of fire. For by fire and by his sword will the Lord plead with all flesh, and the slain of the Lord shall be many. Verse 17, they that sanctify themselves and purify themselves in the gardens behind one tree in the midst, eating swine's flesh, and the abomination and the mouse shall be consumed together, thus saith the Lord. So we ain't gonna stop you from eating pork. The one you call Jesus Christ, that white man that died on the cross for your sins, He's gonna stop you from eating pork, man.
Hold on. I ain't said nothing
That
about
John
no white
3:16
man.
ain't gonna save you.
That John 3:16 ain't gonna save you.
Hold on.
But I just read
Hold
to you
on.
in the scriptures that the one
I didn't
Jesus
say
Christ
anything
is
about
gonna
a
stop
white
you
man
from eating
named
pork,
Jesus.
man.
Okay, well, whatever man it is, you, whatever
I didn't say
man.
anything about a white man named Jesus.
That's cool. Whatever man it is that lets you eat
I
pork.
didn't even mention color at all.
Nah, you did it. But
So
the
why you
Jesus,
saying I believe in a white man named Jesus?
because the Lord in the Bible condemns people that eat pork. So the whatever Jesus you serve
Here's what I'm
allows
asking
you to
you
eat
to do.
pork.
Here's what I'm asking you to do.
Go ahead.
You're alone. Just you and God.
Right.
And you ask God
Right.
to show you in His Word.
Right.
Show you. Okay?
Right.
And you begin a personal relationship with the Father.
Personal one.
I ain't telling you nothing different that ain't in there. Man.
Right.
I ain't telling you nothing different.
So what about what I
ain't
just read
telling
to
you
you?
nothing different than what you read.
All right, so but what about what I just read
What
to you?
about it? It's there. I believe it. What,
Yeah, read
dispute?
2 Corinthians
Am I gonna
11 and
dispute
4.
anything that comes out of God's word?
But you said nobody's gonna stop you from
No,
eating pork. That was a very
The
valid
Bible
statement.
tells me
No.
not to let anybody discourage you from doing it.
2 Corinthians 11 and 4.
2 Corinthians 11 and 4.
You said
See,
nobody can stop
this
you from
thing,
eating pork.
what y'all
That's all I'm
doing
saying.
is, what y'all doing is wrong.
We wrong.
You know what? You saying
God
we
didn't
wrong?
ask you to come and tell people about Him saving just the children of Israel.
Well, isn't
God
that what-
asked you. God asked you.
You don't
to
even
come.
know what we're saying,
No,
man.
God asked you.
But you
to
don't
go
know what we're
into
saying.
all the world and preach the gospel to every nation.
That's what we
But
doing.
listen,
Baptizing
exactly.
them in
That's
the
what
name
we
of the
doing.
Father,
Exactly.
the Son, and the Holy Spirit.
But listen.
That's what the calling is.
Listen.
That's what the Great Commission.
You don't know what we're saying. You
I
don't know what
you're
we're saying.
saying.
You don't. You never let us finish.
I know exactly.
You cut
what
us
you're
off
saying.
when you got
I'm
offended about
telling
what
you,
we were saying.
I'm telling you, you're wrong.
Go ahead.
2 Corinthians 11 verse 4. For if he that cometh preacheth another Jesus,
That's what he doing.
Right.
He preaching the Jesus that say you can eat pork. The Jesus that say go teach everybody when he said go not into the Gentiles.
What?
That's the Jesus he
God's
teaching.
word is for the Jews first, then to the Gentiles.
Now where is that?
It's just a lack of education. That's all.
Where's the? It's an ignorance among Christianity.
Yeah, that's all it is, man.
Okay.
If
Where
you're
is that
not
written?
Jewish, you're Gentile.
Where is it written?
Huh?
Where is it written?
You need to look it up for yourself, bro.
Why you can't?
I
You
can't
teaching
tell
us?
you. 'Cause
Why
I
not?
can tell you, but you ain't gonna believe me.
Well, you supposed to tell me anyways to correct me. It says hate not thy brother in thy heart.
But how do we know you're not lying?
Huh?
How do we know you're not lying?
You don't.
Then what's
How
the
do I know
point?
you're not lying?
Exactly.
2
So
Corinthians
here's
prove all
the thing.
things.
Hey, we
No,
can both
here-
be liars.
but here's
So
the
guess
thing.
what? Let us be liars and let's let God be true.
Exactly, and that's why this brother right here just
I ain't
read what he
telling
read.
you- I ain't telling you nothing
Landon.
different than what y'all read.
But you
man.
are.
In the
I
Bible.
ain't telling you nothing different.
Yeah.
But you are.
That's cool,
I
yeah.
ain't telling you nothing different, bro.
I read that
Nothing
scripture
different
because
than
he
what y'all
said
read.
that
I ain't telling
nobody's
you
gonna
nothing.
stop him from eating pork.
Can I eat pork?
So that's a very proud statement.
Can I eat pork?
Oh,
If you want to, go
Oh yeah. Oh.
And would I be off? Would I be going
Matthew
against
5,
God's law?
5 and
What you
17.
think the pork gonna do to you, man?
No. Here's the thing. Here's the question. Would I be wrong? Would I be sinning if I ate pork right now?
No.
Okay, so that's
Why do you think you'd be sinning if you ate the pork?
because, like you just said, it's all about the word.
Why-
Let us
why-
be liars, and it's about the word.
Why do you think
He
you'd be
just
sinning
read
if
to
you
you
ate
12.
the abomination of eating sin. Swine.
Why do you
Start
think
at
you'd
12.
be sinning if
Hey,
you
let
ate
him
the
read.
pork?
Let him read that because he just told you to eat pork.
Huh?
Okay.
He told you you can eat pork.
Hey,
Go
told
ahead.
me to
I
eat
said,
pork,
if you
man.
want to, you go ahead.
Go
I ain't
ahead.
gonna stop you. I can't stop you, man.
Started-
Just
started,
like I can't stop you
19.
from
So here's the
serving
thing.
God
What if-
with his spirit
What
and
if
the
I
truth.
say I want to eat pork, right? Okay, there it is. All right. Read that, please. Hold on. Wait. Let me say it again. Let me say it. Can I eat pork?
Yes, you can.
All right, read.
Go ahead.
This is
Right,
Matthew
read.
chapter-
It ain't gonna kill you.
This is Matthew chapter 5, verse
It ain't
19.
gonna kill you.
Right?
Whosoever therefore shall break one of these least commandments and shall teach men so, he shall be called the least in the kingdom of heaven. But whosoever shall do and teach them, the same shall be called great in the kingdom of heaven. That's red letters.
You told me to eat. You told me
gonna be
to
the least
eat. Yeah, you're gonna be least, man.
No. Go to the commandments. What is the commandment?
Oh God, he want to really get cut.
You want to know what commandments are?
Go to commandment.
Show me in the commandments.
I want to
where it
see
says
this trick.
You can't eat
And
pork.
he,
I got it. I got it.
oh, you got it.
Leviticus chapter 11,
He gonna say them ain't commandments.
verse 7. And the swine, though he divide the hoof and be cloven footed,
What the commandment say?
yet he choose not good.
You from Houston?
He is unclean to you. Of their flesh shall ye not eat,
That's a commandment.
Shall you not touch?
That's from the first commandment.
The 10 commandments. There's 613 commandments.
Yo, you asked us where the commandment is at that you can't eat pork, and he just gave it to you.
Oh man, show me.
Grape juice, Chino Chenin. That's my name for the show.
He just gave you the commandment.
That's the commandment.